And now let's take a look at what this actually looks like. So here is my Windows Azure portal. Here's my Kali Linux box. You'll notice I've got a different IP address than the one that was shown there in the slides. Obviously, my IP address is dynamic. I talked about the networking, so here's where you would define the networking. And once that pops up, you'll see that I have port 3389, TCP, any, allow, and this is an inbound port rule, not outbound. So just make sure you get that right. You can change the sizing of your machine if you want to. So by default, it's not a standard A4 VM. I upped it up just to make it run a little bit faster, but this isn't dramatically different than what the default is. So to log in, you just do connect. Make sure you are connecting with RDP. You download the RDP file, which is just the same way you would with a Windows box. And once you log in, this is the interface that you're going to get. So this is the my Kali Linux box. And what I'm going to do is just very quickly show you, these are what come by default in the Kali Linux box. Like I said, there are a number of different tools that are all built in here, some for information gathering and reconnaissance, some for doing vulnerability analysis, things like Nmap, and there's tools for hacking voice over IP, reverse engineering, wireless attacks, password attacks, and so forth. A very easy attack to set up is in your social engineering tools. So let's walk through that. So if we go through the social engineering toolkit, open it up, and like I said before, a lot of these tools are command line based tools or non-GUI tools. This is just going through a terminal session. So if you wanted to manage it only through SSH, you could. But what I'm going to do here is a very simple attack. So I'm going to do a social engineering attack. So I just type 1. Then the next thing that I want to do is do this with website attack vectors, which is 2. Then I want to do a credential harvesting attack, which is 3. Then I'm going to do a site cloning, which is 2. All right, so the idea behind this is I'm going to replicate or clone a live website, and theoretically what you could do is send the link to your Kali Linux box to a target. They would click on the link, enter their credentials, and you would be able to capture their credentials. So let's see what that actually looks like. So what this says is where do you want the information to go back to during the course of this attack. So the IP address for my machine, it says 10.0.16.4, so let's try that, but that's not the same as the one that was showing on the Azure portal, so this may not work. We'll try it though. And then what is the website that I want to clone? So I'm going to try Facebook. Okay, so just for comparison's sake, what I'm going to do is open up Facebook so you can see what the actual Facebook page looks like today. All right, so I'm going to replicate that web page. So I type in http www.facebook.com, hit enter. There's this instruction that says you might need to copy these files into a different location, and if you just say yes. All right, so now it's ready to go. So now essentially what's being said here is the Facebook page is now being replicated back to 10.0.0.16.4. Now what I want to do real quick is just confirm that that is my actual IP address before I go further, 10.0.0.16.4. Okay, so I'm good. So now what I want to do is go back to the web page. Remember, this is the actual Facebook. Now let's do a local instance of, 10.0.16.4 and port 80. Now, if this is working correctly, what this should show me is a local instance of the Facebook page. And there it is. It shows me it's not identical, but it's using the same forms-based authentication, and to a casual user, it would look the same. So I'm going to put a fake address in here and a very, very secure password and log in. Now, what's interesting, when I logged in, it didn't let me log in, but it did take me back to the real Facebook page. So a user who might then start to look at the page would then see, oh, okay, I was logged into the right place. I'll try to log in, and then when they log in that time, it'll work. But let's see what's happening on the other end. So my Kali Linux box has captured some information. Okay, so it has captured my login attempt. And now what I'm going to do is, as it says here, hit Control-C to generate a report. So I will hit Control-C. And notice it says that there is a file that has been exported to root SET reports. So that's where I'm going to go. All right, so I go to my file system. I go to root.set. All right, and 12/6, that's today's date. So this should be the report of what happened with this attack. So here's the report generator. And if I go down through here, what it says is log into facebook.com. It gives me a bunch of information about what happened during that the connection there. But the important part is down here, showing me mouse movements. And here we go. So here is where it captured my username and password. So if this had been a real attack, I would now have login credentials for the user that I was attacking. So very, very easy attack to set up, very easy attack to implement. So that's just one of the tools that you can use with Kali Linux. Like I said, there are many, many tools. Some of them take a little bit more time, and maybe it's fun to play with them in a testing environment to get some practice on it. But that's an example of some things you can do.